We're not against rap. We're not against rappers. But we are against those.
Something big about to happen. I hear the.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. Stop waiting around for the perfect candidate. Instead, use Indeed sponsored jobs to find the right people with the right skills fast. It's a simple way to make sure your listing is the first candidates see. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs have 4 times more applicants than non-sponsored jobs. So go build your dream team today with Indeed. Get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
This episode is brought to you by Redfin. You're listening to a podcast, which means you're probably multitasking. Maybe even scrolling home listings on Redfin, saving homes without expecting to get them. But Redfin isn't just built for endless browsing. It's built to help you find and own a home. With agents who close twice as many deals, when you find the one, you've got a real shot at getting it. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
We tapping. We some fly rhyming felines rapping on the track. Better yet, grab a gat, cause we hot like. Enzo, doors closed, windows up, cause that's the way we like to ride. Windy City hitting. Check mic 1 2 1 2. We live, baby.
Yo, what's up, Chicago? And welcome back to Speak Your Mind Radio. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Queen Star, aka Ms. Hip Hop. And this is episode 613, you guys, season 17. Really happy about that. I just want to wish everybody out there a happy Black History Month. And just to tell you that we have my cousin Nate from Canada here with us. Okay, I'm so excited because we're talking about Tupac's song, What You Won't Do for Love. And this was Pac's second and final posthumous release single from his second posthumous album, Are You Still Down? Remember Me. So I absolutely love this song for the vocal sample used from What You Won't Do for Love by Bobby Caldwell. And that song charted number 21 on the Billboard Hot 100 in the US and number 12 in the UK. So we'll be unpacking the track Do for Love, lyrical depth, and its evolution and its lasting impact as it gets into today's time. So what's up, Cuzzo Nate? How you doing?
I'm doing good. Happy Black History Month. It's an important time for us all to reflect on that history, and for those of us who don't live it, it's important to learn and reflect on what that means and what the future holds in terms of Black presence in North America as we go forward.
Yeah, definitely an important holiday. It's more than a holiday. Black History Month is every day because, you know, Black people, they invented just about anything that you use today. And Malcolm X, you know, he was a strong supporter of Marcus Garvey, and his self-reliance in the community of people, it really made a difference. We haven't had like a strong leader like that ever since. Well, I would say Barack Obama was a good leader, so I can't even say that. So, yeah.
Barack Obama, I mean, his story was really one of Black America, right? He grew up in the south side of Chicago. You know, his dad was Kenyan, I believe. So, you know, he kind of epitomized the story of a Black man in America with African roots, right? So, yeah, for sure. In terms of orating, he's right up there with the great Black leaders like Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, and he was the good one for sure in that regard.
Definitely. They all were real ones. And I just want to thank you, Nate, for acknowledging, you know, Black History Month and Malcolm X, even at that. I just, I'm very impressed with that. I just thank you for that.
No worries, anytime.
Okay. So, Cuzzo Nate, tell us, we're talking about Tupac Do for Love, how do you think that Tupac's lyrical vulnerability in Do for Love reflects his broader artistic evolution?
Well, I think that Tupac ultimately was about the human condition, right? I think that he was reflective enough to take you deep inside the soul of the human condition when it comes to all sorts of issues that we face, not only on a societal level, but on an emotional level. Certainly in terms of love, with this song, he was able to take it deep inside the mind of somebody who really wanted the opportunity to love and to cherish someone and to go against the norm of what is probably expected of a young person at that age. You know, I don't think at the time, I don't know that love was explored at that depth within hip hop. And I think that Tupac really took the opportunity to take it inside the mind and the heart of someone who wasn't just about fronting the culture or being the culture, but he was also wanting to represent the federal of love within the Black community, certainly from an individual perspective. And I think to be that vulnerable is a testament to Tupac's realness as an artist and as a person.
Oh, wow. That was a deep answer. I mean, you're right. Tupac wasn't just about being a gangster and just rapping lyrically. He did want to have that true essence of love within the community. And we call that Black love, you know?
Yeah.
And Black love, it expresses to all races. It's not just us. And he definitely embodied that within the his music. You know, he never just stuck to one topic. You know, he was like a different page out of a different book every time you heard him rap.
Well, and Tupac was raised mostly by female, you know, Fanny and Adada Shakur with his godmother, and he had a sister as well. So he was raised in the vicinity of females, and I think that Tupac had a feminine style, had a feminine attribute within himself that he was able to, because he was raised by women, he was able to understand both at an intimate level.
Yeah, he definitely had a balance of masculinity and femininity within his music, and that's why so many women loved him. I mean, you know what I mean? Not just how he looked, but the things that he was talking about. You know, is many hidden deeper truths within his music. His external personality did not match his inner personality when he was spitting those rhymes, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
All right. So check me out. Why do you think that the song original title was Sucker for Love took on such a different tone once it was reworked?
Oh boy, this is kind of a deep answer. It got lots of nuances that we could explore. I was thinking about it, and I was thinking like, Sucker for Love is kind of like, you know, you're hanging out with your crew or your friend, whatever, and you're talking about this relationship that you're in, and you smoke a bunch of weed, and then, you know, and then after your friends leave, you sit down and write a song about it, which is really cool. And then Do for Love is kind of like the version to me of Tupac Died. And so Do for Love is kind of like, you know, a reflection from heaven of that dawn. You know, it everything from the heart with Earth Williams. Do for Love is the kind of like a thoughtful, reflective, doleful interpretation of the dawn, where Doctor for Love is kind of like you're riding with your people and you got a moment alone and you write the dawn in the current context of the relationship that you're in. So I think both dawns are great. I think both dawns are meaningful in their own way. I also think that Afeni was really trying to tell record, right? And so Do for Love had a bit more appeal, I think, to the masses when they flipped the dawn. Doctor for Love was highlighted Doctor for Love, and the Afeni version did kind of cut Do for Love, which was a minor what or chord in the Doctor for Love dawn and elevated it to the matte version that we saw on Are You Down, right? So I think both dawns had their purposes, but I think that, you know, if we're gonna tell something both humorously, you gotta like make sure that it appeals to the masses. The Tupac is no longer there to verify those dawns, right? So you gotta make sure that the message is home. And I think, and we've seen it before. I know that Bob Marley, when he came over to America, the producers cut their material and remastered it and fit it so that it would appeal to a North American audience. So it had been done with other groups before, where tracks are produced and changed in order to fit a certain audience, right?
Yeah.
You know?
I think you made a good example with Bob Marley remastering his work to appeal to the North America audience, because he did like travel overseas to record, and he knew that he had to make an impact on the rest of the world. So I think the rework from Sucker from Love, Do for Love, is so interesting because it gave the track so much more depth and universality, like we just discussed with, you know, how Bob Marley did his work. And it's like a search for a connection for love. And I think that's one reason why I love it so much. And I think that's the reason why you love this song too.
Yeah, well, I think that also in my exploration of the lyrics, I think Tupac also like that shows us what we're wanting to do to get that love. You know, like he in that song alone, he was putting up with a lot because he really cared about this woman, and especially when they got pregnant, and you know, it wasn't good for him, but he loved her, and so he wanted to try and make it work. And you know, I think he was showing the depth of not only Black love, but universal love in the fact that whether we're heterosexual or otherwise, what we are wanting to do to attain that personal connection, that love that we all carry. And I think that he does a great job of showing the emotional sacrifices that you're willing to make, because the feelings of love are so rare, right? And I think that song really embodies his desire for it. Yeah.
Yeah, you just brought in the lyrics right there. That was a deeper type of love. Like, after he got her pregnant, he really wanted to sit there and do the right thing. And, it was beyond it just being love for the community, but just love in general, And I don't know. You just brought me back to the lyrics. That's why I love this song so much, because he just really wanted to make things right with that young lady. And at the end, I mean, she chose to be in a reckless, violent relationship, so he couldn't save her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and like ultimately that shows the vulnerability of such a relationship, because it shows that like sometimes no matter what we do, no matter how good we are, no matter how much we try and listen to our partner and try to accommodate their needs and their wants, sometimes sadly it's not enough, right? And so it just shows that like one person can be all in and willing to do the work, but it takes two people, right? And so like, if you really love a person, you'll take a bit of abuse, because sometimes the road gets bumpy, and you gotta fight through the tribulation. But there comes a point where, I'm doing everything I can to make this work, and she's still cheating on me. She's still wanting to be with the bad boy, and that dramatic relationship going on, as opposed to me, I got her up in the hood, up out of the hood, and I got her a nice place. I got her away from the street, and yet she still doesn't want to be with me.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yes, period. Yeah, you just really get the song. That's how I be listening to it, because I get it. Like, I understand. And it's just one of those things. I mean, one of those tracks that will always stay with me forever. Like you said, he tried to do the right thing, no matter how good he was to her. He got her up out of the hood, you know what I'm saying? He took her to a better place, and she just was a wild stray cat, and it was like, no, I don't want that. I want to be manipulated and controlled, and things of that nature. So yeah, you definitely got it. Absolutely. So my next question is, my cat is on my lap, so he's kind of in the way, but
yeah.
How do you see this track influencing modern R&B and hip hop artists today?
Well, I think we gotta be careful with that, because I think, at that time period in the early 90s, R&B was already very, very prominent. So, I don't know in terms of a general lockdown how it might have affected the overall picture of the rap, hip hop, R&B genre. But I do know that for people of that age, who were in the early 20s, late teens, years to year, talking about love in a different way, and not just going out to the club and seeing who you connect with. You know what I mean? And, when you go out to the club, it literally hit and met, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, he wrote a song that showed people of that age And me, when I was at that age, that dating, love, it can be fun, but it's not as good as if you take the time to get to know somebody gradually, and then to take the depth of attracting, and then evolve from there. I think that's a more sound way to have a relationship. Although both ways of doing a relationship have their risk, because as we see in the song, he met her and he was committed, and he still lost in the end.
Yeah.
So both ways carry risk. Whether you get it from, whether you're dating it in the outside world, or whether you get to know somebody. I think the point of the song is that you have to give your best in both instances and let the cards fall where they may. The only thing that a person can control is what they do, and ultimately it's up to the other person to decide. Okay, I feel that, and I'm gonna match it, or I'm not, right?
Yeah. You brought up an excellent point about that hit and miss love in the club. I'm telling you, that ain't that's nothing fun. It's nothing fun to do, like, at all. But at the same token, it's like either direction of where you take love, you still have to hold accountability for what you're doing and what the other person is or not doing. And therefore you don't have to subdue to unconditional love that is not reciprocated back to you. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And, not to go off topic, but he does write a song called Unconditional Love, which we can explore another time, but you speak of unconditional love. He wrote a song about that too. So, yeah, I mean, he was already 1,000 times ahead of most people, regardless of age, when it came to the interpersonal, relational aspect of not just black love, but universal love as well.
Yes, period. I love it. Not just black love, but universal love. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, because I mentioned, to let people in on Chardonnay a little bit. You know, I've I've taken risks that maybe some people wouldn't have taken, particularly with my online experience with love. You know, everybody wants that, and so do I. So sometimes you take risks that you normally wouldn't take in order to try and get to that point, right? Because love is like a drug, it's addictive, and you want that feeling, right?
Yeah.
And so, I know from my own experience that feeling is universal.
Yeah, yeah, love is addictive. And you're talking about the different routes of love, like in your situation, the love online versus the love in the club versus, the another technique of having love, like boy meets girl type deal.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it doesn't matter. We're all taking it, right? Uh, in whatever format it comes.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Um, I think the track, it laid the blueprint for modern R&B artists and hip hop. You hear artists like Drake and Bryson Tiller, and even tapping into some of that mix of confidence and emotion. And Tupac, I don't know, Nate, he just really set the bar. All that music he made before he passed away, it was for reasons, because we were never meant to forget him, and that's love too.
I think he set the bar and he made it okay for other black male artists to say it's okay to put your cred down
Mm.
and be vulnerable, right? Like, it's okay to go inside and your feelings and situation. You don't always have to be that tough character on the street. You know, you can be vulnerable too. And I think what Tupac did was he gave black males in particular the okay to put your gun down, put your collar down, put your put your affiliation down. Who are you as a human being, right?
Come on now, talk. Period.
And so, like, it's okay. You can be tough and vulnerable at the same time, right? And I think Tupac, you're right. I think Tupac, not only with his words, but with the ways he was writing about it in terms of the depth. It wasn't just, I met her at the club and we connected. It was like the feelings of it, how we got there. And I think what Tupac did was he set the stage for, like I said, African-American, urban North American artists, I could say, to put the tough exterior down and show the world who I really am as a person, right?
Yeah.
And I think you see that in the years after with Team Murder and later Ghetto Boy stuff. It's a lot more in perspective. And Scarface was another example that followed in Tupac's lead. So I think he kind of opened the door for a whole generation of street community gangster rappers to show the world the human side as well as, you know, what they did on the street, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it does show a human side. Apart from gang banging and, you know, like you said, he made you put down the gun, put down your colors, and tell me who you really are, you know? Yeah.
And to all the people out there, it doesn't mean that isn't a part of who you are. It just means that at that point in your life, sometimes all there is that affiliation and that color, and we forget that there's so much more to being human than we were riding with, right? And I'm not trying to discredit gangsterism at all. I'm just saying that what Tupac did was make the gangster more of a human being, right? And I think a lot of artists that you mentioned owe him a lot of thanks for that.
Right, definitely. A lot of artists do need to thank Tupac for that. But we only have 10 more minutes, Nate, and I have another question for you.
Right on, okay.
Okay, so from your perspective, what emotional resonance do you think the song holds for listeners, especially in today's context? We kind of talked about it a little bit, but I just want you to, you know, put it in your own terms.
Well, you know, I don't know that there's much different in the actual relational aspect back then to now. I just think nowadays you have so many more outlets and so much more personal publicity towards these type of romances, right? Like you have Twitter, you have social media, you have Speak Your Mind Radio, you have all these things that like didn't exist in the 90s, right?
Yeah.
And so I think the basic ingredients are the same, but I think there is a message that, you know, like we were talking about with the gang affiliation, you know, today's people, it's like, go off your social media platform, you know, you care what other people think. You know, the bottom line is, are you dedicated to that relationship, whatever it is, right? And never mind the other stuff. like the folk, there was the fat in back then too, but a lot of them were total, right? You were out and about. Now people just stay home on their computers, and I'm being very general. To those who like to do that stuff, I apologize. But, I'm just telling, like, back then we had no choice but to be out and about. Whereas now, we don't have to go out and explore love the same way. And other people's opinions change once they're behind the screen, right? So, your friends might react differently back then when they did in the day, because they don't have to look you in the eye. Or they don't have to look your partner in the eye and say, what's up, guys? How you doing? And the good and bad of it all. Because now you can just stay at home and just kind of write what comes to you instead of, looking at a person's body language and how they might be feeling in that moment about their relationship. And so I think people are, like I said, the recipe at the time, but I think there's a lot more vulnerability to being exposed to people outside your community than there was before because of social media.
Wow. Yeah, and to bring that to a conclusion of what you just said, with social media being a big influence on how people meet each other and they date, I experienced that more so during COVID, because nobody could go outside and all you could do was meet people online. And that right there was like a different type of jungle. And you're right, you gotta be able to look people in their eye, read their body language. You have to do all of that, and sometimes you can't always do that when you're sitting behind a computer screen. You feel me?
Yeah, but the upside of it, there's an upside, and that is, you get to really know somebody because you don't have that physical raw, right? So, like, a person may be super cute, but you don't have that. So you gotta type your words. You gotta share more than you do sometimes in person because you don't have that physical carrot sort of beat to draw people in, right? So
Yeah.
you gotta let a person in more in some ways online than you do in person, because you know how it is when you meet somebody in person, you're like, wow, you're damn cute. And everything the person does is so cute that you're not thinking about the inner stuff. So I think it put those both ways, the good and bad to both, and the fit. I know that if it went for online, you and I would not have met. So there's a good story right there.
Yeah. That was a good way to wrap it up.
Yeah.
You're right. You are so right. If it wasn't for the online thing, we would never have connected.
Yeah. So, like you told me the other day, there's good and bad to everything, right?
Hmm. Yeah, there's good and bad and everything. Yeah, you're right. Okay, what was I gonna say to you, dang? Thank you so much, Cuzzo Nate, for coming on today's show. You already know you're welcome back anytime. And Speak Your Mind Radio loves you. Can you show them your shirt real quick?
Absolutely. I'll back up.
Hey, I
There
see
it is.
it.
There it is, Chicago. I
Yeah,
love you guys all, and thanks for having me on.
you're so welcome.
I really appreciate it. I look forward to the next one.
Most definitely. I think I don't know. I have another song in mind, but I'm not gonna say it on air. I'll just like wait till after. But thank you again.
We got to keep it on the wrap.
Yeah. Because we got 3 minutes left.
All right. Much love, Chicago.
Much love to Canada.
All right.
Aw. All right. Bye, y'all.
All right.